Hi Gemini, welcome back and welcome to another reading. This will be your general reading for almost said November, for December 2023 for those of you who have a Gemini sun, moon, or rising. And if you don't have one of those placements and it's the title or the thumbnail that led you to click onto this video, as we always say, stick around. There may be something here for you. Thank you for showing up, for being here, and for your support of this channel. If you'd like to donate, there's a link to my PayPal on the About page and the channel page. You may also do so by watching an ad or two. Thank you. One more. How great is our God. Emphasis here on humility. And it can be really beautiful, it can be really poetic if you're willing to see it that way. It's a kind of recognition of your capacity, a more clear understanding that you have with that, just what the limits of your resources are, just what the limits of your influence, your control are. And maybe it's not limits, but there is this force or energy opposite of you that you have no choice but to compare your means and your capacity with. And I'm trying to be respectful when I say that you know that they're stronger, or you know that they can afford to be a little bit more cavalier. They maybe don't have as much to lose or as much to gain. Where does that leave you? I think we need a few more cards. What are you working on here? They're demons, okay. Hey, that's good. All right, we'll talk about these again. Hi. So we're back. I've just organized the cards a little bit in a way that makes sense to me to better illustrate what I'm seeing here, and I hope that you find this helpful. So we'll take it section by section, and we'll start in the top left with the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. And this may be about a proclivity you have for enjoying yourself or indulging around this time, whatever that looks like. Maybe you're spending time in the hot tub, getting massages, having a few too many glasses of wine, whatever it may be. You gravitate towards the good feelings that come with that come with spending on yourself. And are you spread thin? You know, is there really time for this? Is it within your capacity, like we were talking about? Because, you know, it would be nice if it were the King of Pentacles up here, living like this, and carrying on like this. So we just must be really honest about what our bandwidth is. Now, I want to move on from that. I put the Nine of Wands here by itself because I think it is representative of a type of struggle, and it's one that I really want you to focus on. That card felt like it needed to be alone, and I think that maybe you need to answer some questions about what you're fighting against, what you feel is a thorn in your side. And I mean, really examine that. And is your outrage, is all of this energy that you have something that is based in something real, or is it just you know, if it just has everything to do with a feeling of entitlement you have about what you should have or how you should be treated or dealt with? So I do think the Nine of Wands is about an internal dialogue that desperately needs to happen, and we all need to have those with ourselves, right? They keep us grounded, they keep us sane, they keep us on the right path. They you know, there's nothing better than you being the one who pulls the wool from over your own eyes. There's nothing better than you being the one who takes off the rose-tinted glasses. There's nothing better than you being the one to call yourself out, to catch yourself, to rake yourself over the coals. You know, because who just wants to sit around waiting and wait? Who wants to sit around waiting to get reamed, to get destroyed? And I think that there's this kind of resentment that maybe you've been sitting in, and in many ways you feel as though this resentment is justified, maybe because of those beliefs you have, and those principles you have, those things that you hold dear, that you feel are irrefutable, and maybe you think have been betrayed. So your actions are justified. You're making do. You're playing the hands that you're playing the cards that you have in your hand, even if you aren't playing by the rules. Now, this figure, this person, I don't think that that group of cards really needs much explaining from me. I don't know what the significance of them is, but it looks like an argument waiting to happen. It looks like when you were a kid and you fuck something up around the house, and you know that when your parents came home, or whoever your guardian is, they were gonna lay into you and just tear you a new one. It's like this kind of impending doom. And I'm not gonna go so far as to say that you did something wrong, but I'm just trying to illustrate how this maybe feels like you expect things to just be toxic and pointless. And it's kind of ironic because you maybe want meaningful debate, you maybe want or are open to an argument if it's gonna amount to something, but there's just a kind of a futility around this whole situation that it's like hard to feel like you have any kind of power in. I want a couple more for this King of Pentacles, Four of Wands down here. Eight of Swords, Six of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. Now up here. Wow. That's a lot of Mars on the table. It looks like war. Over what? It's just so disappointing. You can have something and you can work really hard for something and have earned it, and people just won't let you be fucking in like they just won't let you be in peace. There is this like it bothers them that you've built something. Like they can't just be happy for you. Or is it that you can't be happy for them? You know, and that's the deal with all of this, right? Like, we can't take this position where we're just talking about someone else's energy and like how they are, and you know, the shit that they need to change, and and the shit that's wrong with them. Like, we also have to look at ourselves, and we picked up on that, you know, there's a lot of reflection going on with you, which is beautiful and incredible. And maybe one of those questions that you have with yourself can be, can you be genuinely happy for someone else if you aren't happy yourself? Can you do that? Are you willing to take on that task? Can you do that consistently and mean it? It leads to you loving your neighbor, and it leads to you doing right by people always. And it definitely helps you find that peace that I think that many of you are looking for. You just want peace. And it's just so hard to get to sometimes because there's so much in between you and it. And shit just keeps coming up. I truly hope that this was helpful. And I'll see you in the next one.